Hello everyone. So sorry the video is in the car. And I just needed to say this out. The question I want to ask is, who is afraid of Peter Obi or nothing? Who is afraid of the statement Peter Obi or nothing? So yesterday, this statement has, this whole issue keeps coming up. Yesterday I was on a space where I did, I think I did about 3.5 hours on that space, talking a Twitter space, talking with people. I was being asked different questions, and I was answering, and that question came up, quite a few times. And it's not only in that place; a lot of places you find that question coming up. Oh, okay, this Peter will be or nothing. What do I think about it or something? And I simply said, for me, I don't see anything wrong in people saying Peter Obi or nothing. That's what they believe in. And if someone says Peter Obi or nothing, nobody should be agitated about it. Yeah, and because even for some who are asking like, okay, with the party, because I see a lot of people are like, oh, it shouldn't be that. It should be about free, fair. If there's free, fair, credible primaries, whoever emerges, then that means everybody has to. You can't have that over people. Moreover, I can tell you that 90% of the people that are saying Peter Obi or nothing do not belong to any party. The only party they belong to is Peter Obi party. And they've already made themselves either life members or they don't need to register. And it's not as if and as far as they are concerned, they have no allegiance to any party. What they have allegiance to is Peter Obi. And wherever Peter Obi is, that's where he is. So that's a feedback. And so when people would say, oh no, maybe like for example, party members will say, oh no, you shouldn't say, they shouldn't be saying that, or they should say that's not democratic. They just want to remove, they just want to remove Tinubu from office. That's what the focus should be. Everybody has his focus. There are people who are thinking as far as they are concerned, they are not interested in removing Tinubu and replacing him with another and his counterparts or people from the same whatever. And the issue of Peter Obi or nothing, like I said earlier, shouldn't be an issue. All it is a feedback to the party. I mean, in 2022, there were even though they didn't say Peter Obi or nothing, but there were people who that was their stance, and that was why you saw them going to PDP to even do protest and say to PDP, look, please give us this person. And I'm sure maybe learning from that, they probably feel that the PDP did not understand the enormity of what they were saying, or they really didn't understand where they were coming from, and that's why now they've changed the logo to Peter Obi or nothing. As far as they are concerned, they've made it Peter Obi or nothing. The map is on. It's not speaking. Sorry, please. I'm in the. Okay, I should forward the map to you.
In 200 meters,
it's on.
Slight right.
It's speaking. Sorry, we are trying to locate a particular place. The candidates for Buhari, area council chairmanship, he lost his younger brother day before yesterday, who happens to be a military man, the younger brother. And so we're just trying to go and pay condolences to him, trying to locate his house. So coming back to what I was saying earlier. So for them, saying that to PDP and PDP not saying, I'm sure learning from that experience. So they're making it known now to ADC that, look, this is what our stance is. It's Peter Obi or nothing. We are not interested in, anyone, whatever it is that you say. This is what they're saying. And I think what this means then is it's a feedback. It's a feedback, and it's now left for the party to go and verify, to go and do polls, to go and do research, to pick up the data and find out, is this going to be impactful in a way? The people who are saying Peter Obi or nothing, what's their number? If actually they don't do Peter Obi, will it affect the party or will it not affect the party? Is the number negligible? Can you just neglect the number and nothing really would happen? What about other candidates? Do they have that number of supporters and all of that? So this is feedback. This is the time for checking to see. One of the things that I talk to people about and I refer to is the fact that look at 2014. No, many people did not want Buhari. myself included, not. It was even at that time, it was article that people were talking about in 2014. Okay, at least let him be the one to go in and stuff like that. And lo and behold, I mean, when Buhari now came out and he was made the presidential candidate, the flag bearer of the party, we're like, how, where, what did this come from? But in hindsight, looking back now, I'm like, exactly that. It is that, what do you call it now? It is particularly the fact that he had those followers who were also saying Buhari or nothing. For them, it was Buhari or nothing. They didn't care any other this thing. And based on that was the reason why APC made the decision that he did. And the good thing about this one of Peter Obi is not that, oh, it's not someone who doesn't have competence. He has the competence, he has the popularity. And so that makes it a whole lot. And what I believe should be the main focus, at this. So I just don't think it's something that anybody should be afraid of, or it's something that anybody should say, or people shouldn't say that. People have a right to tell you what it is that they want, and then it is left for anybody to listen or not listen. And if you do your calculations, where you do your permutations, you do your polls, your research, you collect your data, and you find out that those who are saying Peter Obi or nothing, it's really not very big number, or it's negligible, then lo and behold, that's what happens. You go on and do whatever it is, and then if you find that it's a significant number that might affect you, then I think then you sit down and listen and say, okay, what it is, let us give them what they want, as long as we want their support. But I think one of the main things people need to understand is that most of the people who are saying Peter Obi or nothing, they have no allegiance to any party. They're only interested in Peter Obi and what it is that he represents. I'm going to leave you with a particular video for you to watch. Someone who was talking about Peter Obi in terms of relating it also to the kind of cult followership that Buhari have, saying that there are people who, for them, it's actually Peter Obi or nothing.
Peter Obi is a very, very formidable politician now. He has very, very...
What makes him formidable?
It's because, I was going there, it's because of the passionate followers that he is a formidable politician now. He has very, very...
What makes him formidable?
It's because, I was going there, it's because of the passionate followers that he has. It's because of the reach.
Can we say he's the Buhari of the Southeast of sorts?
Yes, he's a Buhari.
Because they say that, okay,
exactly.
Buhari, he had his fanatic 12 million votes.
Exactly.
That come rain, come shine,
exactly.
They are there for him.
Exactly. So the sentiment in Southeast, is suggesting a Peter Obi presidency. Don't forget, Peter Obi won Lagos in 2023. I think he won Benue.
With Tinubu on the ballot.
With Tinubu on the ballot.
He defeated
the Lagosian, the ex-governor of Lagos, called Bola Tinubu. And you know what he scored in Plateau and in Benue. So Peter Obi has basically, inherited that Zikist political followership. And I tell you that even in the north now, a lot of people, especially young people, especially educated people, are saying that it's time for a Southeastern president. And they see hope and promise in Peter Obi.
As a political analyst,
that's why his presence at this consultative group, even going to the extent of delivering
a keynote address.
Yes, a keynote address is something worldwide.
And that's what I want to ask. How significant is that? What message are these people of northern extraction are sending to Tinubu and the APC?
Very good question. I think the message to Tinubu is that minus him and his cabal, the entire country is against him. The northern politicians, the northern technocrats, and all those who gathered at Continental Hotel today understand something. Even though Peter Obi, like the politician he is, he said the North can change Nigeria.
Despite the endorsement, last week it was actually, country of endorsement by, is it the Northwest, is it the whole of the National Assembly? We saw endorsement upon endorsement.
I will make this point, then come to those endorsements.
Okay.
So I'm saying that the message at the consultative group is that the North and the Southeast are about to have another handshake
across the Niger.
Yes, and if you remember, decades ago, there was, there were alliances. In fact, fusion, if you like, between the Southeast and the North. Peter Obi is a very, very formidable politician now. He has
What makes him formidable?
It's because I was going there. It's because of the passionate followers that he